So I recently did a video on the best online savings accounts with the Better Business Bureau rating for each and the percentage of complaints. And I added a bunch of new fintech banks, and I did the same thing that I did with Chime and Varo Bank, and I compared all of them. So at the very top here, we have the highest percentage of complaints per dollar of deposits. Now Varo is still the highest. It's still the highest. I thought that there would be some other ones that would be higher now, but Varo is still the highest. Chime is number 2. Bread Financial, which I just added, they're also very high. It's about half the rate of Chime, but it's still very high. And I also added Current. Now Current has almost $5 billion in assets. It has a fairly high complaint percentage also. The same goes with Lending Club, and also Yotta. Yotta is also slightly high. I was thinking with only 137 complaints, it wouldn't be that high, but the holding company that they're using for the FDIC, it only has 1.7 billion in assets. So it's a little bit on the high end too, because Synchrony Financial was high, and this is even higher than Synchrony. It's even higher than SoFi. Now these are all the worst rated ones. Now you've seen all the ones in the middle already. Those are mostly the larger banks, the retail banks. And as we go to the bottom, the ratings get better. Once we get below BMO, I left a space here where you can see these are all the ones that I think are really good. These are the lowest amount of complaints percentage. Now you have a new one that I added called Laurel Bank. It's by a company called KeyBank. Now KeyBank is a fairly large bank, 195 billion in assets. I guess you would consider that a mid-sized bank, but when we're comparing these online accounts, it's fairly large. Now, I don't think Laurel Road, that's the name of their online savings account and checking account, I don't think they've been around very long. So right now, the numbers look really, really good, almost as good as Chase. Chase still has better ratings, but it's not too far behind. And there's a lot of specials you can get on this one. You can get, I think, a $200 or $300 sign-up bonus when you sign up with their, I think it's their checking account. You can also get, I think, $10 a month if you do direct deposits. They'll give you $10 a month for the first year or so. Now, the other ones here are also pretty good. I was really surprised with UFB Direct. It has 18.9 billion in assets. This is part of Axos Bank. So I added up Axos Bank and UFB Direct, and it has only 22 complaints. So it has even a lower complaint ratio than Chase. SalemFiveDirect was also very low. Now they had a day that was their website was down for a long time. I would think that they would have a higher number of complaints than 7, but only 7. Bask Bank, which is part of Texas Capital Bank, it also was very good at one of the lowest. And then you have Charles Schwab, Valley National Bank, which was one of the lowest. And I tried looking up Redneck Bank, but I couldn't find anything I couldn't even find the Better Business Bureau for Redneck Bank. And Wealthfront, they have about 20 different banks that they use for FDIC since they increased their coverage to $5 billion for protected assets. But based on the number of referrals I've gotten and the rate that they're offering, I think I've had 80 referrals that I've referred to Wealthfront, which is more than any of the other things that I've done. And so I'm guessing that they're at least twice the size of SalemFiveDirect. Now SalemFiveDirect only has 7 complaints. So if they're double the size and have only 12 complaints, I'm guessing that Wealthfront doesn't have very many complaints based on this. But I'm just speculating. However, 12 complaints, if they had a major problems with complaints, this number would be higher than 12. Even Yotta Bank, which isn't very big, they've got 137 complaints. And you look at Bread Financial, they've got credit cards. Maybe that may be one of the reasons for a lot of the complaints also. And I think they have loans, but 4,900 complaints. You know, Chime is really high, and some of that's just because they're large, but still the highest is Varo. If we look at the pie chart here, the number of complaints percentage, this blue one is Varo still. You see Chime is number 2, Bread Financial is number 3 for the highest percentage of complaints, and Current is also high with the Current is also very high. Lending Club is the next one. So one thing you notice about all of these companies, they're all basically sort of internet They're all basically fintechs or internet type banks. And Current is also one, this internet. So there seems to be a problem with a lot of these internet only banks with their complaints. We did see there were we do have some that are slightly lower complaint percentage, like UFB-Direct, Laurel Road, Bask Bank, Valley National Bank. But when you get the ones with the real pretty websites, it seems like like Current, Chime, Varo, lots of complaints. Lending Club has a nice website also, all very high percentage of complaints. So that's a bit concerning. If we scroll all the way over and look at the ratings, once again, the ratings are all pretty much meaningless. There's no trend here. You look at the lowest percentage of complaints, they all still have ones. Wealthfront has a 2.6, but I don't think that makes any difference. If we look at Laurel Road, they're offering 4.8% annual percentage yield, which is pretty good. The thing that's nice about Laurel Road that I've found, if we look at some of the sign-up bonuses, Laurel Road is offering a $200 bonus when you sign up. Within 60 days, you have to make one or more qualifying direct deposits of $2,500 or more. And then the bonus will deposit into your account within 60 days of meeting the requirements. There's also a thing here that says you get a $20 reward every month you make a qualifying ACH direct deposit during the first 12 months. $10 a month every month after that, as long as your account is open. When you combine this bonus deal with a very low customer complaints percentage and a fairly high 4.8% APY on their savings account, I think this is definitely a good thing to try out. ValleyDirect was also one that had very low percentage of complaints. Now it's offering a high 4.85% APY, and this one, unlike a lot of them, has no transfer limit, so you can make as many transfers as you want per month. UFB-Direct was also another one that had very low complaints, which was surprising to me because I had issues with another one of the Axos accounts. I had to wait about a week to receive the sign-up bonus, but that was the invest account. But with this one, I got a bonus. It was no problem. I think they gave me $100, and they were very quick. And the complaint percentage is very low. You can get up to 4.81% on the UFB Premier Money Market. Bask Bank by Texas Capital Bank is also one that had a very low percentage of complaints. It pays 4.85% APY. And lastly, we have Wealthfront. Now this one I'm just speculating, but I also believe that they have a fairly low complaint percentage ratio. And I've done a lot of referrals with this one where you can get a 0.5% boost. So this 4.55 becomes 5.05% for 3 months, and then you can keep referring others. So I've been using this one for probably a year now. I haven't had any issues. The interface is nice and quick. Everything seems to work. There doesn't seem to be any sort of artificial delay on how long it takes when you receive deposits or when you send transfers. The one with the worst percentage of complaints is Varo Money, and it had, even higher than what Chime has. Now, I've been actually I signed up with this, and I actually have a referral that I'll put in the description. If you spend, now I do like the interface. The interface works very well on the mobile. It's quick. Everything seems to work. But when you look at the reviews, what the people have had issues with premature account closures and other issues, and just the sheer number of complaints, that makes me pause on this one a little bit, where I would try it out for the bonus. If you sign up for the bonus, you'll get a debit card. Now, Varo will give you up to 5% APY. If you do the direct deposit, you meet a certain threshold. If you don't have the direct deposit, it's only 3%. Despite the worst ratings, I actually did sign up with Varo. I signed up before I looked at the ratings, and I deposited I think I deposited $30 in the account. All I had to do was you get a debit card. Once you get the debit card, you just go use the debit card. You spend $20. After meeting that spend requirement, the next day, Varo automatically credited $35 to my account. So one day after that. So that I was very happy about that. So if you sign up with my link, if you sign up with my link in the description, you basically do the same thing. You'll get $35. Now, is this an account I would trust, putting $5,000 and hoping everything works perfectly? Probably not. I would say, based on the reviews, If you just want to get the $35 and play with it, sign up, put in $20 or $30 in the account, spend the $20 with the debit card, get the $35, transfer it to another bank account, and you may want to use it and play around with it, but I wouldn't put thousands of dollars into this account until they get the reviews up a little higher. Now, the same goes with Chime. Now, I don't have any referrals with this one. They locked me out, so I wouldn't sign up with this one at all. Based on the number of complaints, even though they're second to Varo, I think they're probably worse than Varo, although the numbers are showing that Varo is worse. Locked accounts, issues with bogus. They want you to verify stuff over and over and over. Even when you verified your info, they won't unlock your account. So I would stay away from Chime. It has one of the worst ratings. Bread Financial has the third highest number of complaints. Now, Bread Financial is paying 4.75% APY. But based on the high number of complaints, I would probably stay away from Bread Financial. Current Bank is the fourth worst rated. Current is number 4 as the worst number of complaints savings account. Current is a fintech bank. They go through Choice Financial. When I looked up Choice Financial, they have a very high complaint ratio. So I would also stay away from Current. Lending Club was the next one as the worst rated, high number of complaints. Now, I'm not sure how much of that is due to the auto refinancing and the loans that they offered, but for one of the larger companies, it had one of the highest number of complaints. So I would stay away from this one also if you're looking for their online banking. They have some awards here, but based on what I've seen with the Better Business Bureau complaints, this one is not a very good one. The next worst one is Yotta. This is another fintech. It had a slightly higher complaint ratio than Synchrony Bank, which was already fairly high. So I would be hesitant to use this one. This one, rather than paying interest, pays you with prizes, or you can win prizes. But for whatever reason, they've got quite a few complaints. You know, it's not as bad as Chime or Varo, but it's a little bit concerning. So I would be hesitant to use this one also. I noticed that I made a mistake with UFB I forgot to include the 75 complaints from Axos Bank to the list. After adding the 75 from Axos Bank to the 22, we get 97 now. And UFB Direct moves up the list now from the best rated at the bottom to a slightly less well rated, sort of middle of the road. Now, it's still, there's actually more banks that are above it that are worse than below it. So it's still at the good side of the list as far as the banks having the least amount of complaints. So it's still not too bad. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Have a good one.